Recap trash ass May. Hey, welcome or welcome back. I'm GMerie, a millennial wife and mom of two, and here on my channel I talk about all things digital planning, home organization, personal finance with an emphasis on budgeting, and every now and then we'll talk about a little bit of business. For accountability, I'm documenting my journey towards becoming debt-free and investing in my future so I can live my best freaking life in retirement. And in the process, I hope to inspire you to take control of your financial future as well. Okay, so now let's get into this video. As you already seen in the title, we're going to do my June reset. I am not going to give you no fluff and stuff, but before I did that, I wanted to just take a little bit of time to dress up my assistant and my best friend. So this is my best friend. This is my best friend's assistant. So yes, I wanted to dress her up real quick just to match the aesthetic of the month. I need to get my best friend something to match as well. I'm still searching on Amazon to see if I can find something that suits her personality. So let's see, let's take this off. I really like this Apple Pencil case, but let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see, how does this go? Okay. I think it goes like this. Oh my goodness. Well, this is my first time having a retractable cover for my Apple Pencil, and I actually really freaking like it. Oh my gosh, like this is I actually really like it because I like big, because I get like writer's fatigue really easy. But anyway, like I said, no fluff and stuff. This cover is looking good. I found it on Amazon. If you guys are interested, let me know. I will leave the link in the description. So let's get into this video. Let's go ahead and get into my June reset. But first, before we do the reset, let's go ahead and recap trash ass May. So this is my May wealth tracking sheet with all my income and all my expenses. So let's go ahead and go over each category really briefly. So my income summary, I did expect and I budgeted to bring in income of $4,000, and the actual was only $3,513. I was shy of the 4,000 by $499.87. And the reason because of that is because May was just, a lack of a better word, a trash ass month for me. So it just wasn't as giving as previous months were. But one thing is, I am going to take accountability because it was me. I am fully responsible for pretty much fumbling my May bag. Being that it was a magic month and we did have 5 paychecks, I could have brought in well over $4,000 for the month, but I was not productive or as intentional as I should have been at work and with my finances. So this is the result that, I have to live with right now. Although, I did get, it's $500 difference, but $500 could have been more than $500 over. So I was not as productive as I could have been with my patients. I don't know if you watched my May monthly budget video. I did mention in there that as a visiting nurse in the state of Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut, if you don't submit your nursing notes in a timely fashion, and not even a timely fashion, but depending on the payer source for the patient, whether it's Medicare or Medicaid, you have 24 hours. It's 24 hours to 48 hours, depending on which one. One of them is 24 hours and one of them is 48 hours to submit your nursing note or your nursing documentation in order for reimbursement. And if you do not, they dock your pay down. Basically, they cut it basically kind of pretty much in half of the rate that you would normally be paid. So I did not submit quite a few notes on time. There was a weekend that I wasn't feeling too good, and the notes were due on Monday, and I just didn't get around to submitting them, knowing I should have at least really, really tried. And not even just the documentation submission. It was also too, I wasn't as productive with patients as I should have been. I should have been picking up extra patients, knowing that it was a 5 paycheck month. I should have been more intentional. So this is the outcome that I have to live with. With that being said, I am still not going to let that deter me from not moving forward and just learning what I need to improve and continuing on to be more consistent with my budgeting. This is where I think some people let a month of failure or even a week of failure deter them, or just blow them off from their budget. Just be like, I'm done with budgeting. It's just not for me. That is something I know I cannot afford to do right now. I feel like the return on investment of my time that I put into budgeting and implementing what I need to, the return on investment is greater than the time that I put in. So I'm not going to let this get me down or deter me from continuing on with budgeting. I'm going to learn from my lessons, hopefully, sometimes I'm one of them kids that you gotta like put your hand on the fire again just to see if it like really hurt it. Anyway, I just need to make sure that I'm more intentional for the month of June and that I prepare myself better. I believe for May and a couple of other months in this year, I did not do that. I didn't really set myself up for success because if you look up here, I did not hit any of my May goals. Like I said, thank you, Alexa. Like I said, it was just a trash ass month for me, but you know, I accept it for what it is. Got to take accountability. It was my doing. So this is the outcome that I have to live with, you know? So, okay, so now that's income. So now we're going to go over to my bills summary. And I did budget $19.65 and I actually paid $15.37. And most of these in this category are fixed bills, but I do include my groceries and my gas. In a couple of videos, I'll probably link it up here. I talked about why I put groceries and gas in my bills category because to me personally it's something that needs to be done. It's a part of my mandatory non-negotiable bills that have to get paid. Although they are variable and they do vary week by week, month by month, I still need to make sure that I set aside money from the get-go to make sure that I have these two taken care of right along with the rest of my bills. I need to make sure that I have gas to get to work, to make the money, to put the food on the table. So these two just have to be, they work for me in this category. It may not work for you, and it may not work for nobody else in the world. But for me personally, it does work for me. And it lets me, I guess, control, that category a little bit better or the funds better that way. Because if I put it in expenses, sometimes I'm gonna be honest, my variable expenses, my bills be eating them up before we even get to expenses. So if I have my groceries and my gas over here, I'm screwed. So I have to make sure they're in my bills and money is like definitely getting allocated to them. So that's why I just keep them over here. So those are the two variable expenses in the bills categories as to why that fluctuates from month to month, week to week. And that's why you'll see like the numbers not really, budgeting to the actual not being in alignment. So now we're going to go to expenses, and I budgeted $741 and I was over by $196. I spent $937 on expenses, and a lot of that is because in another video too previous to this one, I talked about that we recently moved here not too long ago. So I'm in the process of, room by room and slowly just, getting into the home decor and getting the place to where it's comfortable for me and it's some place that we can call home, and everybody has their space and everybody's space looks good and all that good stuff. So that I did go over household items by $60, and this month I did allocate more money to this category or to this, line item, and I still went over it by $60. So that was just, you know, I kind of, expected it because I have been buying a little bit more stuff for the house than I normally or in any other previous month. So now we're going to go over to savings and sinking funds. I did budget $537, but I only actually put away $273. And the reason for that, because right now in this quarter, in quarter two, I'm focusing on paying down debt. I already reached my Dave Ramsey baby step number one. So right now it's more putting funds towards debt rather than it is savings. I am still saving. I cannot just cut out the savings, and because my emergency fund isn't where I'm comfortable with it being at. I know he says $1,000, but that $1,000 can be spent in one day or on one situation, one emergency. So in a day. So I'm still adding to my emergency fund, not as much as I normally was or I could probably be doing, but I'm still adding a little something to it every month. And we are still doing our 52-week savings challenge. So that's in here as well too. And now we're going to go down to investment. I didn't do anything with investments this month because like I said, I'm focusing on paying down debt. And now we're going to go over to debt. So I did budget $647 and I actually paid $508. I'm not sure why it wasn't what it should have been budgeted, but I did do my debt confession too. It was last week, I believe. So I'll leave a card here again as well if you're interested in seeing that. That was a really good video. I basically confessed all my debt, and it's in phases because in that video, I actually have more debt than that. But I'm doing my debt in phases because if I just see that big ass number, I'm just crawl under a shell and probably just stay there. So I needed to break it down into phases just to make it a little bit more manageable, and so I can get a little bit more of the instant gratification as I watch the number go down in the phases. So if you're interested in seeing that video, I'll put a card right here somewhere. You'll see that card. And if you find any value in this video so far, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you never miss another upload for a monthly reset. Okay, so let's trail on. So that was pretty much my month of May that I fumbled my money bag. Like I said, I did not hit any of my goals. For the month of May, I was supposed to reduce my expenses by 3%. I actually pretty much did more than doubled. Here you'll see that it was 28%. For the month of April, it was 22%. So I, but also being said, I did spend more in household and I did go over budget in a couple of the expenses in the expenses category. Okay, so now this is the part where I'm going to grade my month of May. This is something that I newly just implemented. I do it with my weekly paycheck budgeting. I go through when I close out my budget, I'll go through and just pretty much grade how I feel like I did with spending money, how I did with reviewing my goals or sticking to the budget for that week. If I was like over or under in, more than one or two categories, depending on over or under, red or green. So I will go back and I will grade myself. And it's just like a big old grade, just like how we got in school. I will go through and grade it from like A to an F. And of course, like my last paycheck in the month of May, I did give myself an F because I really did not stick to that budget whatsoever. I had a large purchase that I didn't need to do. I'll save that for story time some other time. This little boo boo right here. And because this, between my pencil and my iPad, that's like best friend and then, assistant. So yeah, this was a irresponsible purchase. But do I regret it? What's done is done. Just hopefully I can learn from it and move on, from this point on, which I don't know if I'm gonna learn, but hopefully I do. Hopefully I do. It would be nice to. I need to. Oh, I have to grade May. So May, I honestly, there's a lot of red. If you notice, like red means over budget. So there's a lot of red. So I think, and on top of it, I didn't pay down as much debt as I planned to. And I still went over budget in certain categories. So this is probably gonna have to be like a C plus for me. For one, because of my income, I didn't bring in the income that I know I could have, and I should have, and I know I could have. I fumbled my own money bag for the month of May, so that I have to take into consideration. And then the fact that I did not pay as much as I budgeted to pay down on debt, and I went over budget in expenses. So the month that it's like a C plus, even maybe even a C minus. So on my iPad and my budget, my finance planner, I'm going to grade that May was a C minus, and just be honest and real with myself. Then from there, what I will do is I'll go and see like, okay, I got a C minus. How and what do I need to do in order to make June a better month for me? How can I set myself up for success and prepare myself for success a little better for June? Okay, so now that we graded May, it is time for June goals. This is the time that I'll take to write down my June goals. And if you guys see me looking down, it's because I am looking at my iPad. So I do a portion of my monthly budgeting, as we all know, on my spreadsheet on the computer. And then the majority of it I do in my iPad, which I am always in. So it helps me be more consistent. So I get to see my budget and my goals. So I want to pay $743, and that is a part of and that's basically my debt plan for my snowball. I already know ahead of time that I'm going to be receiving my income tax refund, or I already gave that refund a job. Every dollar in that refund has a job, it has a place that it's already been allocated to. So when it does get deposited, it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh, I have extra money. No, you don't, because that money already has a job and a place to go. So I'm doing that ahead of time before I even get it. I want to make an extra car payment this month as well. And I want to increase my income from last month's income. Now that that's done, I am now going to complete my June budget. So we are in my wealth tracker for the month of June, and I am just going to do what I pretty much do every month. I'm just going to go over to the previous month and just copy and paste all my expenses and my categories. Okay, so the expected income that I want for the month of June is, let's do 4,200. Okay, so for the month of June, I am going to budget $4,200 for the entire month, but it's not from just one paycheck because I am working my per diem job too. I have like 2 weeks worth of shifts that I am working, so I can expect, let's see, 4,000 minus, well, actually no, because I'm expecting, let's say 35, yeah, 3,500, or budgeting for $3,500 from my part-time job. And then I'm thinking like an extra like 900 from the, actually it should be more than that, but I'm being very conservative with this right now. So any cash rewards, not sure. Other, like I said, I am expecting my portion of the tax return, of my income tax return. How me and my husband do it is we allocate a certain amount to a joint project or a joint account, and then we allocate a portion for each of us, just, you know, to do what we would like to do as individuals with the money. So I am expecting $1,000. So, and I'm gonna put that under other. I am anticipating $5,400 for the month of June. Now with June, let's go ahead and these I did copy and paste from the previous month, and I'll just go in and tweak some of the categories and some of the line items that I need to, like for my fixed bills. These pretty much are the same every month. So car insurance, my cell phone, utilities I actually have to increase to maybe like 130 or 140. Let's do like 140. And then we got the internet. So the water bill is $162 and it is due this month. It is down from the previous quarter, which is a good thing. I think we were down like 20 something dollars. Okay, and the day that is due, I believe it's the 14th, I think. And then we have tithing. Since I am expecting or budgeting for a increase in my income, I'm going to increase my tithing as well. And I currently at the moment don't do the 10% like I know you're supposed to. So I'm doing what I can, you know. So if I don't tithe, then what I will do with it is I'll do some donations, like I'll donate to St. Jude's or to an animal or homeless shelter. I'm going to say 75 for the month, either tithing or donations basically. And groceries, I think I want to keep this at the same, but let's do 120. I like to do a week. 120 times 4 is 480. So really don't, my husband will probably do like a week, so I'm going to do 400. Gas, I'm going to do 275 because gas is up at the moment here in Connecticut. So, and for the car, for Bluey, I do have a monthly membership to the car wash, and I think that's going to be like $26.99 this month. So I will budget $27 basically for that. I don't know when it's due. I have to figure that out before the time comes, before I want it, so I can make sure that the money's in there at the time that it needs to be. This all looks pretty good. And then we're going to go over to our variable expenses, our discretionary spending. I no longer, categorize groceries or gas in my variable expenses. I am trying to see if I can make June be a low spend month, and I'm only picking one category or one line item to pretty much try to decrease the spending and have a low spending amount for that particular line. And I'm thinking I want it to be Red Bull and coffee. I know I'm stretching. I know I am. Set the bar. Maybe health and beauty, because I need to do, I'm running low on a lot of my products for my skin routine. Household items, since I am bringing in just a little bit more money this month, well, not a little bit, I really there's some stuff that I really, really want to get. And it's also, so I'm also doing the patio makeover. So there's some stuff that I need to buy furniture and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to, because this, and household items includes decor, as well as like toiletries, paper towels, and any household cleaning items and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna have to subscribe and save coming in this month. So I'll say like 220. And this is just, you know, rounding off some numbers. If at the end it's all not adding up and I'm going to be over for the month, I'll come in and I'll just start decreasing some of the numbers that I need to. But I always start with my expenses first, see what I can decrease or what I can lower the amount for in this category before I do anything towards like savings, investments, or that anything right now, because of course that is a priority. So expenses is at the bottom of the food chain right now. So Red Bull I'm going to keep at $80. Let's see what I did for May. I might have been over last month. Only over by $9. I didn't do bad for the month of May with my Red Bull and my coffee. Miscellaneous, we're gonna say $10 because I, you know, like to allocate something here every month just for those I forgot or those something, you know, unexpected just. Okay, and being that it's summer now, I need to do my toes like either this week or on the next weekend. I need to do my toes, I need to do my nails, and I need to get my eyebrows threaded. That's the most, you know, pretty much for my self-care. So I'm gonna save $110, $115 because my threading is like $14 and $50 towards feet and hands. That's it. So maybe $120. Okay, and in Zion, I do want to buy, one of my priorities for the month is to buy Zion a bike. So that's why you'll see that this amount is, I have allocated, I've already done some research and went on Target and Walmart and just got a average cost of what a bike for his age is going to be. So I allocated $125 so he can get a bike. So I can buy him a bike. So for business expenses, I do have one last payment left for my standing desk, and then so we need to add an additional 50 to this. 53. Let's see, $75. Health and beauty. I'm running low on a lot of my skincare products, and I also want to start taking some daily supplements as well too. So I'm gonna increase health and beauty up to about $75, and then my stipend. This is just a little play pocket money that I like to give myself on a weekly basis. I didn't give myself any last month. Clothes. It is summer, so there's probably a few things that I will want to get. I probably only need like some capris and a couple of tops. Other than that, I'm in tights and like biker shorts for the most part because I'm, you know, during the day I'm at work and I wear scrubs. So we'll make that 50. Work related, I do need some scrubs, so I'm going to leave this at $60. Okay. And gifts, it is Father's Day in the month of June. So I'm not sure what I want to get my husband yet. And then I also probably want to get my dad something. I think I want to get him like a framed photo of Zion. So we'll put, and I also need to keep eye on up here of what's left the budget. I already know that I'm going to have to go in here and tweak some numbers because I haven't even done my savings or my debt reduction yet. So, and one of my goals for the month is I believe I want to save $400. So I am going to put a portion of my income tax return will be allocated to my emergency fund. So I just need to subtract what I have to save from my W-2 income to make up the difference. So I need to actually save $240 from my W-2, and this is June. I want to start contributing to the Christmas sinking fund. So this month is only going to get maybe like $30 ahead of time. Gifts, nothing. Sinking funds is only going to be right now I have the patio makeover. I am paying the water bill this month because normally I do a sinking fund for the water bill, but I'm paying that bill this month from the sinking fund. So I just need to contribute to the patio makeover and my 1 month ahead. So we'll just say an additional $80. because there's already money in there. And then my 52 week, I need to do the math to see what the weeks add up to for the month of June, but I think it's probably going to be like $65 or so, because now the actual challenge is beginning to compound. Okay, so for my investments, I am going to allocate $50 to my Roth IRA, and that'll be $25 bi-weekly. And then I am just estimating $75 to my 401k, which I don't really or wouldn't really know because it comes out pre-tax from my employer. And then I automatically have $10 taken out for my Connecticut savings. And then now for my debt, I am currently doing the debt snowball method to reduce my debt. So currently I'm paying off my lowest credit card balance first. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. I just wanted to try something different and show you guys how I do my budgeting, my monthly budget on my spreadsheet. I normally do it with you guys from my iPad, but just wanted to try a different, a different view, a little change of scenery. So that is it for my monthly June reset. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. If you made it to the end of the video, you are a real one. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Do me one little small, petito favor and go ahead and hit the like, comment, and share button. Subscribe to the channel as well. And that's it for my June monthly budget.